Hi everyone, so I've changed my nails, I've took my old set off, and here I'm just showing you through my nail prep stages. Here I've pushed back the cuticles and I'm nipping away that dead skin. My cuticles grow really quickly, so there's always quite a lot of skin to get rid of when I change my nails or fill them in. Taking my cuticle clean that I got from Kodak USA. This just gets right in there and thoroughly removes all that dead skin off the nail plate without, leaving any damage to the nail, because you don't want to damage your natural nail. You don't want any rings of fire. You don't want to over file. Okay, I'm taking but this is an old file, so it's not as sharp. You don't want to use a really high grit file, especially on the natural nail. So I'm just getting right in them little creases and taking away that shine and just getting rid of any extra little bits of skin that I've missed. So I'm taking away the dust, and now I'm using my NSI Nail Pure Plus. This dehydrates the nail, removes all them oils, and I always double dehydrate. I dehydrate, I let it dry, and then I dehydrate again. I don't know that's how I prefer to do it. So these are the forms I'm using. They are NSI Platinum Nail Forms. I'm showing you how I apply it. You want to put that curve in your form, because as you're sculpting, you want that curve there. Squeeze it in at the sides and then make sure there is no gap. So as you can see, I'm showing you, there is no gap between form and natural nail. You want that flush, otherwise you're going to have acrylic running under it. I'm using Super Bond Primer by NSI, and I'm tilting my nail down when I'm applying this first brush of primer, because sometimes it can run into your cuticle. Sometimes if you apply your primer, you can see it like absorbing into the nail and it spreads. If that goes down towards your cuticle, that when you apply your acrylic, that is also going to follow that primer down to that cuticle, and you don't want any acrylic around your cuticle. I'm just applying a third of primer right before I apply my acrylic, and using my organic brush as always. And I'm just going to do a thin layer of clear acrylic, because I'm going to apply glitter onto this nail. As you can see, the way I'm working this acrylic, I'm using the tip of my brush to push it into the cuticle, and then the body of my brush to pull it away at the same time, and then pull it up the nail to make my shape, and without making it super thick. I faff around a lot with my acrylic application. I look at my nail and I'm bored watching my own videos, because it's like, come on, get the nail done already. But when you're sculpting, you're having to make your shape. You have to make that shape, and if you don't get that shape clean and how you like it, you're going to be there forever filing, and you're also going to get flaws, and it's just a pain in the bum. So I'm squeezing my form again, and then I'm showing you. I'm waiting for the acrylic to dry slightly, because this is my base layer. I am going to pinch this layer before I add my glitter on top, because I still want that C curve, and by the time I've applied the glitter, faffed around getting that all into place, and then capped it, that it's going to be too set underneath to get that pinch. What pinching does is it just makes that nail slender and stronger at your stress point. This glitter that I'm using is another one of my mixes. It's just clear iridescent in clear acrylic. It's nothing special, it's nothing amazing or complicated. It's just chunky iridescent and some fine iridescent. While I'm doing that, I'm going to let you know that the giveaway winners are going to be announced in about an hour or so. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So again, I'm working up the nail. I don't want it massively, massively thick. I don't want to then cap it and then be filing into it because it's so thick. So I'm just adding really small amounts to fill up them gaps. Okay, when I'm happy where all that glitter is placed, I am then going to go in with my NSI clear acrylic powder and I'm just going to cap the whole nail. So I'm tilting the nail down slightly so that acrylic doesn't run towards my skin. And then again, I'm just using the tip of my brush to get it right into them cracks, and then the body of my brush to work that bead up the nail. As I'm doing that, I am using, I'm viewing where my stress point is, where the apex is. You want to keep that nice apex, and then I'm just pushing it all into place. There really isn't any need to add any more clear, and then I will give you a side view. As you can see, it's quite, well, you didn't really get much of a view, but it was a bit thick. Okay, so here we go again, third layer of primer. The pink I am applying here is a pink that I made myself without actually trying to make a pink. I just had some NSI It's a Girl, and I had in a pot, I think it is NSI, I'm not sure if it's called Passionate Purple or it's just called Lilac. But I had a little bit of that and I kind of just threw them together and it made this really, really gorgeous like bubblegum pink colour. And I was well impressed because there was no, marbling between colours, because sometimes if you're mixing colours and you haven't got that right ratio, if you're doing it with a white, you can sometimes get that marbling in the acrylic and it looks a bit wishy-washy and it's not really a nice look. But I was really chuffed with this pink. It's really hard to get a nice bubblegum acrylic pink. So again, I'm just doing a really, really thin layer of the pink, making sure that shape's nice, blending it back. I'm going to add some nail art onto this nail. I'm just pushing it, faffing around again as you do, getting that tip to a nice square, well, squaletto or coffin or ballerina or whatever you want to call it. If you feel sometimes when you're working with your brush and your acrylic is getting a bit dry, just dip your brush into your monomer and then wipe away the excess and then carry on working. 90% of the time you will find that the acrylic is still movable. So I'm just applying a little bit of that iridescent glitter which we use on the ring finger to the pink. Can't talk today. I'm adding these gorgeous dried flowers. I am so mad in love with these dried flowers at the minute, and all my clients are raving for them. So I'm just faffing around, getting that flower where I want it, putting a little bit of clear acrylic so it stays, and then I'm going to add tiny little petals from another bit of flower. I do encapsulate it, and then I file and I buff, and I added some Swarovski crystals to the other nails. I didn't record it because it was going to be so long. I have left some pictures for you all, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you all for subscribing, and keep your eyes peeled for the giveaway. Until next time, bye.